In this week's episode of Working with Todoist, it's all about waiting for. Hello and welcome to episode 139 of my Working with Todoist series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's episode I want to show you a quick trick that you can use for your waiting for label. Now this is something that I have got from the recent Getting Things Done Todoist setup guide that became available probably about a couple of weeks ago now, and really I find this really useful. It's such a simple trick, I can't believe I've thought about it before. But this episode also gives me a chance to be able to show you again how to set up a dashboard homepage for your Todoist series, which I covered several months ago, and mine hasn't actually changed, but I can show you for those guys who you kind of joined this series a little bit later on than that episode, then this will be a good review. And for those of you who have used it before, at least this will go through and review and make you actually question whether your current dashboard view is working best for you. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to say, if you like this video, please click on the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe. Okay, let's go into Todoist and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here we are in my dashboard view of Todoist. So basically what I have is my inbox at the top and my today view in the middle, and I have my waiting for here at the bottom. So before we go any further, let me show you how to set this up. So essentially, if you haven't set up a today view or what I call my dashboard view, Todoist will always open up in the today view. So for those of you who've never set this up before, you will find that every time you open Todoist on your laptop or desktop, then this is the view you're going to get today. Now, what I've done is I've created what I call my dashboard view, which is, to get to it, basically all I have to do is click on the Todoist icon up here. So click on that and it brings up P inbox, my today view, and then my waiting for at the bottom. So before we get into waiting for, which is what this episode is really all about, let me show you how to set it up. First of all, you have to go into the gear icon up here on the top right hand corner. Click on that, click on your settings. That's going to open up a page, and what you're going to do is you're going to see I think you have to go into general. I'm doing this blind again. And here we go. In the general section here, we have language and start page. Now, you have a lot of options here. You can just click on that and you can create any of your projects. Now, this is my project list here. This is also included my archived projects. But here what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the custom query. So there's my custom query. And then you can type in your code as if you were typing in a filter. So what I've got here is, actually you can't see that there. So what we've got is P inbox, because I want my inbox at the top. Then I've got my overdue, then my today view, and then at waiting for. So what I've got here is, now the only thing that is going to change here for you guys is your waiting for label. It depends how you actually have that written. So I've got mine written at and then a capital W waiting for. Now just check how you have that set up in your labels. P actually means project, so you can actually start with any project you like, but I strongly recommend your inbox as your start one. The reason for this is, and I'll show you in a second, is because really there are sometimes I've collected something in my inbox that I actually want to see every time I open my Todoist because I need to action it today. So P double dot or P colon inbox comma overdue, comma, today, comma, and waiting for. Now that's the setup that I have for you guys. Just check how you've set up your waiting for label. Okay, so I'm going to close that now. So this is the view. So as I say, normally your start page is going to be your today view, which is quite logical. But as I say, for my inbox, although I have nothing in there at the moment because I've already processed for today, usually I will have quite a few like emails that I need to action today, various other things that I really do need to see, and I don't want to be clicking between these different setups. So I just use my what I call my dashboard view. So all you do is click on there, and that's how you've got it set up. Now, the title of this particular video is the waiting for. So the reason I put my waiting for down at the bottom is actually quite logical. I check my waiting for label at the end of the day. Now, if you are one of those people who checks waiting for at the start of the day, then maybe I would suggest that you put it up at the top. To do that, you just reorder. Go back into my settings, sorry, and I'll show you that. To do that, what you would need to do is just switch these around. So put your inbox and then at waiting for, comma, overdue, and today. Entirely, the order is dependent on how you've set your the query. So close that. So, but I like mine at the bottom because as I go through my tasks of the day, this is gradually moving up and up and up, and eventually waiting for comes up in my screen. Now, the next thing I want to mention about the waiting for label, which is actually, we'll go into labels and I'll show you this, my waiting for label, so we can focus in on these. So let me just zoom in. So what we have here, what I've done with this is I actually put the date that last action was actually on this particular task. So here I'm waiting for more information from a company called CyberU. There's no rush in this. There's no massive deadline on this, but I will probably next week when I see this, I'm going to say, yeah, I just need to send an email because they want to I need to get things moving on that so I can get everything ready for it. So, but I took the call on the 21st of December and I'm just waiting for some more information. Here's an email that I'm waiting for a reply for, just to make an appointment with somebody, a teleconference call. We did this on the 11th of January. So again, it's only a few days since I did that. And here is an order that I did for an adapter for my microphone. And again, I ordered that on the 8th of January. I'm just waiting for the delivery. So I put deliveries in there. But these here is just the dates. Now, the beauty of this, and I'll just show you by adding, we'll do it in here in my inbox. If you do it like this, if you put your date, so today's date for me is the 1st. So if I do it like this, Todoist is not going to pick up the date parsing. Now, if you're in the American time zone, you probably put the month first and then 13. But as you see, if you do it like this, it's not picking up the date parsing. So you don't actually have any issues with having to click and double click or anything like that. That's why I put the date like that, but it's entirely up to you how you do it. And then the next thing about the waiting for label is, now some people say they want to put dates, they want dates when they want to chase this up. I find that's a bit superfluous because I'm seeing this every single day when I do my daily mini review, and I can make a decision on that particular day if I want to chase it. But this is entirely up to you. If you want to see this in your today view, then just add a date to your actual task, and you can just add it in here. Like, let's say I want to chase this on Monday. You can add flags as well. I mean, I don't really. This is just because I'm going to see this every time I come through. At the end of the day, it's going to be there. I can see it. And generally, I don't usually have more than 2 or 3 waiting for tasks coming up. So, but this is just a really neat trick. Again, if you wanted to, you can actually you can bold this by just putting your double exclamation marks in there, and you can bold that if you wish. See, that didn't work. Oh, I know why that didn't work, because I didn't put a space in just between as I put the space in. So I could do that and have the dates coming up in bold, but I mean, that's entirely up to you. But it's just a really good way of being able to track your waiting for, and particularly if you have a lot of waiting fors, then this is something that I find really useful. And fortunately today I've been able to review my the what I call the dashboard view, and you can use that however way you want to do. Hopefully this has given you some wonderful ideas about what you can do with your Todoist. If you have any questions about this, or you would like to add anything to help other people, please leave a comment in the comment section below. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week.